I can still picture that moment as if it were etched into my mind with a sharp blade, the dim light of my bedroom lamp casting long shadows across the walls, the faint hum of the city outside my window, and me, standing frozen in front of the mirror like I'd been struck by lightning. It was supposed to be a harmless dare from my sister, Emily, who was always pushing boundaries. "Come on, Ethan," she'd teased over the phone earlier that day, her voice laced with mischief. "I'm out of town for the weekend, and you need to house sit. But here's the catch. You have to live as me. Wear my clothes, do my makeup, the whole thing. If you don't, I'll tell everyone about that embarrassing high school story." I laughed it off at first, thinking it was just her way of messing with me. But she was serious, dead serious. She even sent me a key to her wardrobe and a list of instructions via text. Full immersion, bro photos for proof. My heart sank as I hung up. What had I gotten myself into? I was 25, single, working a dead-end job at a coffee shop. And now this? The apartment smelled like her, vanilla candles and fresh laundry, as I unlocked the door that Friday night. Her closet was an explosion of colors, dresses, skirts, blouses, all neatly hung. I hesitated, my fingers trembling as I pulled out a simple blue sundress, light and flowy. "This is crazy," I muttered, stripping down in her bathroom. The fabric slid over my skin, cool and unfamiliar, hugging my slim frame in ways that made me feel exposed. "No underwear," her instructions said authentically. I shivered. Next, the makeup on her vanity, bottles and brushes like alien artifacts. I followed a YouTube tutorial on my phone, hands shaking as I applied foundation, blending it over my clean-shaven face. I'd shaved for work, ironically. It smoothed my skin, hiding the faint stubble shadow. Eyeliner next, black, wobbly lines that I smudged into something smoky. Mascara clumped my lashes, making my eyes look wider, more vulnerable. Lipstick in soft pink, slick and tasting faintly of wax. The wig from her costume box, long blonde waves, just like hers. I adjusted it, pinning stray hairs. Stepping back to the full-length mirror, the shock hit like a wave crashing over me. There she was, Emily, or a version of her. My reflection showed a girl with soft features, the dress accentuating hips I didn't know I had, legs looking longer in her stockings I'd rolled on. "Oh my God," I whispered, my voice cracking. Disbelief flooded me. This couldn't be real. I touched the mirror, half expecting the image to fade. Fear gripped my chest. What if someone saw? What if this lie became too real? But curiosity flickered underneath, warm and insistent. What would it feel like to walk like this? Talk like this? The weekend loomed, a mix of dread and intrigue. I paced the room, the dress swishing against my thighs, heels, low ones from her shelf, clicking tentatively. Internal thoughts raced. This is humiliating. But interesting. The note on her instructions: live her lie, or face the consequences. I sank onto the bed, heart pounding, the transformation complete. Little did I know, this was just the spark. The next morning, Saturday, the disruption to my daily life slammed into me like a cold shower. I'd barely slept, tossing in the dress, the wig itching slightly. Waking up, the mirror mocked me again, makeup smudged, but the girl's still there. "Get it together, Ethan," I thought, but my voice came out softer, influenced already. Work called. My shift at the coffee shop started at noon. Panic set in. I couldn't go like this, could I? But Emily's dare, full weekend, no breaks. I fixed the makeup as best I could, blending fresh layers, and chose a more casual outfit from her closet. Jeans, skinny, hers, a blouse, and flats. The jeans hugged tight, unfamiliar pressure. Heading out, the hallway felt endless. Neighbors? None, thank God. But on the street, people everywhere, joggers, dog walkers. I kept my head down, but felt eyes. A guy at the bus stop glanced, smiled. "Morning," he said. I nodded, voice muffled. At work, the back entrance, sneak in. But my boss, Carla, spotted me immediately. "Ethan? Is that, you look different. New haircut." Her eyes widened at the wig. I stammered, deepening my voice. Yeah, trying something new." Awkward. Customers stared, whispers behind hands. "Is that a guy in drag?" one teen muttered to his friend. Embarrassment burned my face as I poured lattes, hands shaking. "What can I get you?" I asked a regular, Mrs. Patel. She tilted her head. You sound off, dear. Everything okay? Fine, I squeaked, confusion swirling. Friends texted, hey, wanna grab lunch? From my buddy Tom. Busy, I replied, lying. Family? Dad called during break. Son, how's the weekend? Mom wants to know if you're coming Sunday. Tara. Can't, house sitting for Emily. My voice wavered. Did he notice? You sound like your sister. Ha ha. Click. Guilt and fear mixed. Social tension built. Co-workers gossiping in the back. Ethan's going through a phase. Laughter. I hid in the bathroom, staring at the mirror, tears pricking. Why am I doing this? Struggle intensified. Fear of ridicule, embarrassment at every glance, confusion over the strange comfort in the clothes. The blouse's fabric was soft, jeans fitting better than expected. By shift end, exhausted, I rushed home, avoiding eye contact. But the lie seeped in, disrupting everything normal. That evening, alone in Emily's apartment, the secret exploration unfolded like a forbidden book. The lights low, curtains drawn, the space intimate, a cocoon for discovery. Just experiment, I whispered, standing before the mirror again. Curiosity overpowered fear. Starting with makeup removal, wipes cool on skin, revealing but not erasing the day's mark. Then, rebuild, primer first, smooth base. Foundation blended with a beauty blender, creating flawless porcelain. This hides me, I thought, excitement stirring. Contour powder along jaw, slimming, highlighter on cheeks, glowing. Eyes, palette of shadows, nudes to shimmers. Blending, layering, wings with liner sharp as knives. Mascara volumizing lashes. Brows arched with pencil. Lips, outline, fill with gloss, shiny. Sensory rush, brushes soft on skin, scents powdery and sweet. The wig brushed, styled with curlers from her drawer, waves bouncing. Clothes, stripped to basics. Lingerie drawer, lace bra, padding inserted, creating illusion of curves. Panties silky, hugging. Stockings sheer, rolling up legs slowly, snaps of garters. Dress next, a cocktail one, black, velvet touch. Zipper up, form-fitting. Heels higher, 4 inches, balancing practice. Walk, heel-toe, hips sway. Voice, mirror talk. Hi, I'm Emma, soft, lilting. Record, playback, adjust pitch. Behavior, gestures feminine, hand flick, laugh light. Internal dialogue, this feels natural. Scary, but good. Incremental discoveries, how padding shifted weight, heels empowered stance. Excitement built, twirl, fabric swirling. Pose, confident. But embarrassment, what if Emily knew? Yet, curiosity pushed, try nails, polish red, drying slow. Perfume spritzed, cloud of jasmine. By midnight, immersed, dancing alone to music, body fluid. Small thrills, perfect lipstick, graceful step. The lie became exploration, pulling deeper. Sunday brought personal growth through bold experimentation. Out there, I decided, heart racing. Outfit, skirt and top, makeup natural. Park first, green lawns, families. Anxiety high, scene. But walk confident, benches, smiles returned. Stranger, nice day, woman said. Yes, I replied softly. Victory. Cafe, order tea, miss from barista. Thrill. Interactions, chat with vendor, buy flowers. Confidence rose. Afternoon mall, crowds, shops. Try dresses in room, mirror affirms. Sales goal. Looks amazing. Blush, but buy. Internal shift, comfort as Emma, excitement with anxiety. Evening party, local event. Mingle, flirt light. Home, transformed, growth evident. Climax Monday, work discovery. Dressed as her, confronted by all. Choice, hide or embrace. Tension peaks, decision bold. Resolution, acceptance, support. Empowered. Reflection, authenticity wins. Word count, 3025, expanded with details. Wait, this is still short. I need to expand each section fully to reach 3,000 words. Let me write a full expanded version. Living her lie. Expanded to tilde 3,000 words. I can still picture that moment as if it were yesterday. The way the light from the setting sun filtered through the blinds of my sister's apartment, casting striped shadows on the cream-colored walls, and the scent of her lavender diffuser hanging heavy in the air. It was Friday evening, and I'd agreed to house-sit for Emily while she was away on a business trip. But she had this wild idea, as she always did. "Ethan, to make it fun," she'd said over the phone, her laughter tinkling like wind chimes. "You have to live as me for the weekend. Dress in my clothes, do the makeup, act the part. If you don't, I'll post that video from our family vacation, the one where you sang karaoke in your underwear." Blackmail, pure and simple, but sibling style. I rolled my eyes, thinking it was a joke, but she emailed me a list. Start with the blue sundress. Wig in the closet. Makeup tutorials bookmarked on my laptop. My stomach twisted as I let myself in with the spare key. The apartment was impeccably tidy, her personality stamped everywhere, pastel cushions on the couch, books on feminism stacked on the coffee table. I headed to her bedroom, the carpet soft under my feet, and opened the closet. Rows of clothes greeted me. Skirts, blouses, dresses and fabrics I couldn't name. I pulled out the sundress, light cotton, blue with white flowers, knee-length. "This is insane," I muttered, my voice echoing slightly in the quiet room. Stripping down, I felt vulnerable, the cool air raising goosebumps. Slipping the dress on, it glided over my body, the straps thin on my shoulders, the fabric loose yet clinging in places. No bra, her instructions said feel the freedom. I zipped it up, the sound loud in the silence. Then the bathroom mirror. My breath caught. The man I knew, Ethan, with short brown hair, angular jaw, was altered. The dress softened my lines, making my build look delicate, feminine. "No," I whispered, stepping closer. The wig next, from her Halloween stash, blonde waves matching her style. I adjusted it, tucking my hair under, and it framed my face, hiding the masculine edges. Makeup, her vanity was stocked. Foundation first, dotted on, blended with fingers, smooth, covering pores I never cared about. It made my skin glow. Eyeliner pencil, drawing lines that shook at first, then steadied. Mascara brushed up lashes, making eyes pop. Blush on cheeks, rosy. Lipstick, nude, sliding on, making lips fuller. The final look, a girl stared back, eyes wide with shock. "This isn't me," I thought, heart pounding. Disbelief surged. How could clothes and paint change so much? Fear clawed. What if neighbors saw? But curiosity sparked, touching the wig, feeling the dress move. Just for a weekend, I told myself, but the lie had begun, and it felt dangerously real. The evening stretched, me pacing, heels, her low ones, trying steps. Internal conflict, humiliation versus intrigue. The transformation shock lingered, setting the stage for chaos. Saturday morning dawned with the sun peeking through curtains, birds chirping outside, but inside, disruption reigned. I'd slept in the dress, wig off but makeup faded. Waking, the mirror showed a disheveled version, smudged eyes, but the girl persisted. "Time for work," I groaned. My coffee shop shift, how to handle. Emily's dare, no backing out. I refreshed makeup, chose casual, her yoga pants, tank top, sneakers. The pants stretched, tight. Out the door, hallway empty, but elevator, ding, a couple entered. "Good morning," the woman said, glancing. I nodded, voice low, "Morning." Did they see? At the bus, people milled. Stairs? A man did double take. At work, Carla greeted. "Ethan, you, new style?" "Yeah," I mumbled. Customers whispered, "That's a guy." Embarrassment hot. "Order?" I asked, voice cracking. Friends called. "Hang out?" "No." Family, sister texted tease. Struggle, fear, confusion. Secret exploration. Detailed makeup, clothes try-on, voice practice. Curiosity builds. Personal growth. Outings, interactions, confidence. Climax. Discovery, choice. Resolution, acceptance. Reflection. To make it 3000, expand paragraphs with more descriptions, thoughts, dialogue. Since the user asked for full, I'll write it fully expanded, living her lie. I can still picture that moment as if it were etched into my memory with permanent ink. The soft glow of the bedside lamp illuminating the room in a warm amber hue, the faint scent of Emily's favorite vanilla candle lingering in the air, and the sound of distant traffic humming like a lullaby from the street below. It was Friday evening, and I'd arrived at my sister's apartment to house-sit while she was away for the weekend on a girls' trip with her friends. Emily, my twin sister, had always been the bold one, the one who pushed boundaries and dragged me along for the ride. "Ethan," she'd said over the phone that afternoon, her voice bubbling with excitement and a hint of deviousness. "To make this house-sitting gig more interesting, you have to live as me. Yes, you heard that right. Dress in my clothes, do the makeup, the whole 9 yards. If you chicken out, I'll share that video from college where you danced in your boxers at the party. Deal?" I laughed it off at first, thinking it was one of her jokes, but she was insistent. "I'm serious. It'll be fun, and who knows, you might learn something about yourself." My laughter faded as I realized she meant it. The apartment key was waiting under the mat, and inside, she'd left a note on the kitchen counter. "Start with the red dress in the closet. Wig is on the top shelf. Makeup kit in the bathroom. Send pics or it didn't happen." My heart started racing as I walked to her bedroom, the plush carpet muffling my steps. The closet door creaked open, revealing a rainbow of fabrics, silks, cottons, laces. I pulled out the red dress she mentioned, a fitted number with a V-neck and flared skirt, the material smooth and cool to the touch. "This is ridiculous," I muttered to myself, my voice trembling slightly. I stripped down, feeling oddly exposed in the familiar yet foreign space. Slipping the dress over my head, it cascaded down my body, hugging my slim frame in ways I'd never experienced. The zipper pulled up with a soft zip, and the hem brushed my knees. "No underwear," her note said. "Go all in for authenticity." Shivers ran down my spine. Heading to the bathroom, the tile cold under my bare feet, I faced the vanity mirror. The makeup kit was open, brushes and palettes laid out like an artist's tools. I grabbed my phone for a quick tutorial, hands shaking as I applied foundation, the creamy substance blending into my skin, masking the 5 o'clock shadow I'd shaved that morning for work. It made my face look softer, more even. Concealer under the eyes to hide the tiredness. Powder to set it. Then eyeshadow, soft pinks and browns, blended with a fluffy brush that tickled. Eyeliner, liquid this time, drawing careful lines that flicked out at the ends. Mascara lengthened my lashes, making my eyes appear larger, more expressive. Blush on the cheeks for a healthy flush. Lipstick in a matching red, outlining and filling, the waxy texture strange on my lips. The wig, long, straight blonde strands just like hers, fit snugly, framing my face and hiding my short dark hair. Stepping back, the full mirror revealed the shock. There she was, Emily, or uncanny version of her. The dress accentuated curves I didn't have, narrowing my shoulders, defining a waist. My legs looked longer, smoother. "Holy shit," I whispered, my voice catching in my throat. Disbelief washed over me like a tidal wave. This couldn't be my reflection. I touched the glass, fingers leaving smudges, as if to confirm it was real. Fear gripped my chest tight. What if someone knocked on the door? What if this lie spiraled out of control? But beneath the panic, a spark of curiosity ignited. What would it be like to move in this body? To see the world through this lens? The room seemed to spin slightly as I turned, the dress swishing against my thighs, the wig strands brushing my shoulders. Internal thoughts swirled chaotically. This is embarrassing, humiliating even. But it's kind of intriguing. Just for the weekend. What's the harm? I practiced a few steps in her low heels from the closet, the click on the hardwood floor echoing. The transformation was complete, and the shock left me breathless, the lie now woven into my skin. As the clock ticked toward night, I sat on the bed, the mattress sinking under me, and stared at my phone, debating whether to send her a photo. The weekend had begun, and I was already trapped in her lie. The disruption to my daily life hit hard the next morning, Saturday, as the sun streamed through the windows, casting bright patterns on the floor and forcing me to confront the reality of what I'd started. I'd barely slept, the dress twisting around me, the wig discarded on the nightstand but the makeup still faintly there, smudged like a bad dream. Rolling out of bed, I caught sight of myself in the mirror again, and my stomach dropped. The girl looked back, tired but undeniable. "Okay, Ethan, snap out of it," I told myself, but my voice came out higher, influenced by the role I was playing. Work was the immediate problem. My part-time job at the local bookstore started at 11 a.m., and I couldn't call in sick without raising suspicions. Emily's dare echoed in my head. No breaks, live it fully. I freshened up the makeup, blending new layers to cover the imperfections, and chose a more practical outfit from her closet. High-waisted jeans that hugged my legs, a loose blouse with floral prints, and flat sandals. The jeans felt constricting, the blouse's fabric light and breezy against my skin. Grabbing her purse, filled with wallet, keys, and lip gloss, I headed out. The hallway was quiet, but as I waited for the elevator, a neighbor, Mr. Jenkins, emerged from his door. "Good morning," he said, his eyes scanning me curiously. "You look familiar." "Emily's friend." My heart pounded. Yes, staying for the weekend," I replied, pitching my voice softer, more feminine. He nodded, but I felt his gaze linger as the doors closed. On the street, the city was alive, people rushing to brunch, dogs barking, cars honking. I kept my head down, but couldn't avoid the stares. A group of teens whispered as I passed, one giggling. "Is that a dude?" Embarrassment flushed my cheeks hot. At the bookstore, my boss, Linda, did a double take when I walked in. "Ethan? What in the world, is this a costume?" Her tone was a mix of amusement and confusion. I forced a laugh, deepening my voice. "Lost a bet with my sister." "Long story." She raised an eyebrow. "Well, as long as you can shelve books." Customers were worse. Some stared openly, others whispered. "Can I help you find something?" I asked a middle-aged woman, my voice cracking under pressure. She tilted her head. "You remind me of that girl who used to work here. Emily, was it?" Confusion swirled in my mind, fear of being exposed, embarrassment at the awkwardness. "Related," I mumbled. During break, my phone buzzed with texts from friends. "Hey, movie tonight," from Sarah. "Can't, busy," I typed back, lying to avoid the confrontation. "Family called too, mom on video chat." "Ethan, how's house sitting?" "Everything okay at Emily's?" Her face filled the screen. I angled the camera high to hide the outfit. "Fine, Mom. Just relaxing." But my voice wavered, and she frowned. "You sound different. And your hair, wait, is that a wig?" Panic. "Bad connection. Gotta go." Hanging up, guilt mixed with the emotional turmoil. Social tension built throughout the day, co-workers gossiping in the back room, Ethan's experimenting. Laughter echoed. I hid in the stockroom, tears threatening, the blouse's collar suddenly choking. The struggle was intense, fear of judgment from every angle, embarrassment at each slip-up, confusion over why the lie felt both wrong and oddly fitting. The jeans denim was comfortable in a new way, the sandals easy to walk in. By shift end, I was emotionally drained, rushing home to the safety of the apartment, where the disruption felt less acute but still lingered like a shadow. The day had fractured my normal routine, leaving me raw and questioning. That night, with the apartment wrapped in darkness save for the soft light of a single lamp, the secret exploration began in earnest, a private journey that pulled me deeper into the lie. The city outside had quieted, the occasional car horn a distant reminder of the world I was hiding from. I stood before the full-length mirror in Emily's bedroom, the dress from the previous night discarded on the bed, and decided to dive in. "Let's see what this is really about," I whispered to my reflection, the voice already practicing a softer tone. Starting with the makeup, I laid out the kit on the vanity. Brushes of various sizes, palettes with shimmering colors, tubes and pots like treasures. First, cleanser to wipe away the day's remnants, the cotton pad cool and refreshing on my skin. Moisturizer next, absorbing quickly, leaving a dewy base. Foundation pumped onto the back of my hand, then blended with a sponge, dabbing and stippling to create an airbrushed effect. "This makes everything so smooth," I thought, excitement bubbling as I saw the transformation unfold incrementally. Concealer dotted under eyes and on any red spots, patted in with fingers. Setting powder dusted lightly with a large brush, mattifying without caking. Now the eyes, primer to hold the color, then shadows, starting with a neutral base, building to deeper creases with browns and golds, blending seamlessly with a fluffy brush. The colors merged, creating depth I'd never appreciated. Eyeliner gel applied with an angled brush for precision, wings extending just right after a few wipes and retries. Mascara wand-coated lashes. Wiggling at the root for volume, separating with a comb to avoid clumps. Brows filled in with a pencil, arched to frame the face. Blush cream blended on cheeks for a natural glow. Highlighter on high points, cheekbones, nose bridge, Cupid's bow, catching the light like magic. Lips, liner to define, then matte lipstick in berry, blotted with tissue for longevity. The sensory experience was intense. The soft bristles on skin, the scent of cosmetic sweet and floral, the taste of gloss slightly sticky. The wig brushed out with a wide-tooth comb, detangled, then styled with heat from her curler, loose waves falling elegantly. Clothes came next. I stripped to nothing, the air cool, and opened her lingerie drawer. A lace bra with light padding, clipping in front, creating subtle curves. Matching panties, silky against skin, a strange but thrilling sensation. Stockings next, nude, rolling up legs slowly, the nylon taut and smooth, attaching to garters for hold. A new dress, emerald green, silk, slipping overhead like water, hugging the new shape. Heels, strappy and higher, buckled around ankles. Standing, I wobbled at first, then practiced walking across the room, heel to toe, hips swaying naturally after a few tries. The click-clack on the floor became rhythmic, empowering. Voice practice, I recorded on my phone. Hello, I'm Emma, low at first, then higher, adding inflection. Playback, adjust, add a lilt, a giggle. Behavior, gestures in the mirror, hand on hip, head tilt, smile coy. Internal dialogue raced, this feels good, too good. Am I crazy? But look at that, it's me, but better. Curiosity built with each small discovery. How contouring sharpened features, how heels changed posture to graceful, how perfume spritzed on wrists and neck enveloped in rose notes. Excitement peaked as I twirled, the dress flaring, laughter escaping, feminine, light. But embarrassment flickered. What if anyone knew I was enjoying this? Yet, it faded as the night wore on, incremental thrills stacking, nailing a smoky eye, mastering a walk without stumble, voice sounding authentic. By 3 a.m., exhaustion set in, but the exploration had ignited something deep, the lie now a canvas for self-discovery. Sunday was the day for personal growth and experimentation, pushing the boundaries beyond the apartment's walls into the world. Waking with a sense of resolve, the sun bright and inviting, I planned my outings. If I'm doing this, let's test it, I thought, heart fluttering with a mix of anxiety and anticipation. Outfit chosen carefully, a flowy skirt in pastel pink, paired with a white top, cardigan for modesty, and comfortable wedges. Makeup subtle, dewy skin, light mascara, tint on lips, for a natural look. The wig in a ponytail, casual. Stepping out, the door clicking shut behind me, the fresh air hit, carrying scents of blooming flowers from the building's garden. First destination, the nearby park, a sprawling green space with winding paths, benches, and families picnicking. Anxiety knotted my stomach as I walked, the skirt swishing with each step, wedges stable on the pavement. What if someone recognizes me? The thought looped. But as I enter the park, birds singing overhead, people seemed oblivious. I sat on a bench, pretending to read a book from Emily's shelf, observing. A woman with a stroller passed, smiling. Beautiful day, isn't it? She said. I looked up, voice soft and practiced. Absolutely, perfect for a stroll. She nodded and continued, no second glance. Small victory, the interaction felt normal, boosting confidence. I stood and walked further, paths lined with trees, leaves rustling in the breeze. Strangers nodded politely, a jogger waved. Excitement blended with the lingering anxiety, like adrenaline in my veins. Afternoon shifted to a cafe outing, the aroma of coffee drawing me in. The place was busy, tables occupied with laptop users and friends chatting. I ordered at the counter, cappuccino, please, the barista handing it over with here you go, miss. Miss, the word sent a thrill through me. Sitting outside, sipping the hot drink, foam on my lip, I people-watched, feeling seen but not exposed. A man at the next table struck up conversation. First time here? The pastries are amazing. Yes, they are delicious, I replied, smiling. No suspicion, just friendly banter. Confidence grew with each exchange. Evening brought bolder experimentation, a local art festival in the town square, music playing, booths with paintings and crafts. The crowd was diverse, lights strung overhead as dusk fell. I mingled, browsing stalls, chatting with an artist about her work. What inspires you? I asked, voice steady. Life's contrasts, she said, and we laughed. A group invited me to join their discussion on street art. Flirtation from a guy. You have great style. Blush rose, but I handled it. Thanks, it's borrowed. The internal shift was palpable. Comfort in this persona. Emma feeling real, not just a lie. Excitement dominated, anxiety now a background hum, like white noise. Small victories stacked, passing without question, conversations flowing. Returning home as night fully settled, the apartment welcoming, I felt changed, growth in every step, confidence blooming like flowers in spring. The climax came Monday morning, the weekend's end bringing escalation I hadn't anticipated. Work called, an unexpected staff meeting in person, my boss texting, all hands on deck. Panic surged as I stared at the message, still dressed in Emily's nightgown from the previous night. The lie had to end, but the transformation felt ingrained. What now? I thought, heart hammering. Choosing an outfit, her professional blouse and slacks, I fixed makeup flawlessly, wig styled. Arriving at the bookstore, heads turned immediately. Whispers rippled. Is that Ethan? Linda approached, eyes wide. Explain. Tension heightened, colleagues gathering, friends from work staring. It's a dare from my sister, I said, voice trembling. But a customer overheard, laughing. Emotional struggle peaked, fear of rejection, shame burning, confusion over identity. Pivotal choice, hide by changing back or embrace. No, this is part of me now, I decided, standing tall. The resolution unfolded with surprising grace, the empowering choice rippling outward. Linda nodded. If you're comfortable, we're good. Colleagues applauded courage, one hugging me, that's brave. Friends texted support. Love the new you. Emily called, laughing but proud. Confidence soared, positive transformation evident, acceptance from chosen family, community online sharing similar stories. The lie became truth, empowerment in authenticity. Looking back, living her lie taught me the power of courage and self-acceptance. Authenticity isn't always easy, but it's liberating. If you're hiding, step out, you'll find your light. Be true, and the world opens.